How's it going, folks? The big man coming back at you. Today I want to talk about a USA Today news article that came out yesterday, and it was titled The 3 Challenges for First-Time Home Buyers. I'm going to go through these 3 things, give you my opinions on them, and tell you why I think one glaring thing is left off of this list. But it listed essentially home prices being what they are, inventory, and securing a loan. Now, look, home prices, especially in a place like Austin, Texas, where my primary business is, in Austin, we've had so many people move here over the years that it has pushed up the prices of our homes, even what we call our first-time home buyer neighborhoods or homes. You really can't get anything under $200,000. And I'm talking about, look, my first home that I bought in Austin, Texas, a long time ago when my wife and I moved here, we bought for $120,000. It was a first-time home buyer neighborhood for $120,000. That same home in 2019 is probably worth, I don't know, ballpark $230,000. Now, that being said, obviously pushing prices up makes it more difficult for people to buy anything, right? As prices rise and what you get paid don't rise at the same rate, it absolutely makes it more difficult. So I totally agree with that being an issue all across America, not just here in Austin. Inventory, again, this is another thing I agree with. Inventory is an issue from here. Look, you got 2 different things. Builders are not building at the same rate as they were in the early 2000s. They have approached building. In Austin, it's a little different just because of the number of people moving here, but we're talking about in general, builders have not gone back to building like gangbusters like they did before. They're frightened. They want to make sure that if the economy tanks again, or if the real estate market just tanks again, that they are hedging their bets as much as possible. So they're not building homes at a rate that they were before. And then you have on top of that, your people that are selling homes are selling them. Their people are keeping their homes longer. Your silent generation, your older folks are not transitioning to a smaller home like they once were. Your baby boomers aren't moving up to that next home, statistically speaking, as fast as they were. So what you have is this history of people staying in their homes that 5 to 7 years has now elongated out of, well, fear or money management or whatever it is. What we do know is that they're not selling at the rate that they normally would, right? Statistically, historically speaking. So what you have in is an environment of a lower inventory while prices continue to rise. Those 2 things are absolutely an issue, especially in fast-moving markets like Austin. If you just have a lower inventory, you just don't know what to do, right? We all have those issues with buyers where what they want and the price that they want is a difficult thing to find. And that's why if you are looking for a home in the Austin area, start as soon as you can, because what you want at the price you need it at in the area you want it in may take some time to find because of the lower inventory. Even if you have the money to pay, I deal with clients every day that matching those things, timing, budget, and geography, can be difficult in a low inventory market, okay? So start on that as early as possible. What used to may take us a month may take us 4 months in today's environment. So obviously inventory is a challenge. The third would being securing a loan. Now, you always see securing a loan come up on these kind of things. Look, it's easier in 2019 to get a loan than it was, say, 5 years ago or 7 years ago at the end of the crunch and stuff like that. It's gotten easier to get a loan. The problem I have with these kind of articles that push that kind of information out there is whether you can get a loan or not for a home is so based on your specific situation. There's no way to categorize that it's more difficult for a certain generation to get a loan now than it was then or whatever. It's one of those broad statements that can't be explained. Your ability to secure a mortgage is based on you specifically, not your generation, not the person next to you, not your parents, look, it's based on you. So if you want to know if you can get a loan, you talk to a loan officer. And let me tell you something, if you've gone to your bank and your bank has told you, no, you don't qualify for a loan, don't take that one no as a answer. I'll tell you this. I had a clients previously. They were both bank managers. I won't say the name, but they were both bank managers at the same brand of bank, and they could not close their loan with that bank. I say this all the time. Banks, traditional banks in today's world, are in the business of buying loans. They're not in the business of giving loans. They're just not set up for the mortgage industry. Go find a professional loan officer, get your information to them, and let them see what they can do for you. There are tons of programs out there, especially for first-time home buyers. So don't take that, well, I went to my bank and they told me no as an answer. Go get a professional that paints that portrait for an underwriter and sees what they can do for you, okay? So to me, that should not be on the list as far as, it's too specific on what it is. The thing that I'm amazed that isn't on that list as a number 4 or as the third biggest challenge for first-time home buyers, honestly, is student loan debt and just debt in general. The generation behind me, I'm Generation X, the millennials that should be currently buying their first time home or maybe even their second time home, have been crushed with student loan debt. And whether, who caused that and what caused that is none of my business. But the point is they have it, right? Student loan debt is one of the biggest issues and rising issues that we're going to have to at some point deal with. But people that have them, whether they graduated or not, is irrelevant. They have student loan debt. It takes up a portion of their monthly bills, and that in itself can prevent that ratio, that debt to income ratio that we all have to deal with when it comes to getting a mortgage. And if you have student loan debt, it can literally push you over that edge and stop you from that initial investment in a home. And just debt overall, we have a higher debt ratio. So it's a big deal. So if you don't know if you can buy a home, if you're a first-time home buyer, a second time trying to downsize, upsize, or whatever, the whole gist of this is you don't know what you don't know. Reach out to me, reach out to my lender, see what you can do about your situation. Because if you can't qualify for a mortgage today, let me tell you something, folks, there is a way, there is a path. That is the good news to all of it. When it comes to finances, there is a way out. There is light at the end of the tunnel. You just need to know what you need to know to get there. So if you have questions about that, any of that kind of stuff, reach out to me. I'll do anything that I can for you, answer your questions. I'll do a video series on money management and stuff like that. If you want me to do that kind of stuff, just leave the comments below. I'll do whatever I can for you. As always, we'll see you next time around.